Yeah, so the business gathering didn't happen. I think it was maybe came around along too fast. Like we didn't like plan it out far enough. So I don't know. Is that your take, Amy? Or oh, you're on mute.
Okay, I figured out how to unmute. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yes, I was late to send it out. We did send a couple of reminders, but yeah, I do think maybe giving people a little more notice might have been helpful. Plus, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, we have had success with like the 5 to 7, but I'm wondering if we just next time maybe offer it in, I mean, but you work, so it may not, but I'm just thinking maybe
Well, what
a
were you thinking?
daytime morning breakfast thing again would be more well attended.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I don't know.
try.
I mean, I just think, I mean, maybe this time of year too. I mean, I know
Yeah,
sports and stuff, it's just kind of crazy the evenings.
I don't know.
Maybe,
Maybe we should try one more time.
yeah,
Like, what is it? And like towards the end of May,
yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Have
I mean,
people
then if
always been good about RSVPing in the past though? Because we've had a pretty good turnout at those things, and I just part of me wonders if people just weren't responding to the invite and might have just shown up.
Well, that's another thing I wonder too. Because I did, after I said that we weren't going to have it, I had like 3 people say, "Oh, we were planning to come." I'm like, "Well, you gotta let us know, otherwise we don't
yeah,
know." So yeah, I think there might be some of that. So I mean, if we had a good solid like 10 to 15 say they're coming, and then some other
yeah,
people come, that's great. But
yeah,
there were only 6, and 4 of them were us.
yeah,
I love
Yeah,
you guys,
if
but
we had like five or
yeah,
six outside of our group that RSVP'd, then we could probably reasonably expect 10 to come.
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I think if at least five say yes, we shouldn't cancel, in my opinion.
yeah,
Five outside of the EDC.
right.
yeah. So
Also, it might
maybe,
help to clarify, with people that if you don't RSVP, with if people know there's a chance that this thing might not happen if we don't get the head count, then that
Mhm.
could change their because
Sure.
people do. Sometimes you see events and you think you can go or not. It's not gonna make a difference. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But obviously they should know. But I think maybe just a reminder, just hey, please RSVP. This is how we decide whether, how the event goes forward, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So let's. I don't know if we want to look at a calendar, but
Sure. Um, so what you said, Wednesday nights are not good for you, Eric?
no.
What night is good?
Um, I mean, I'd have to.
Any?
Yeah, it's quite crazy. Sports, like you just said.
I know.
Let's see.
I mean, do we do something like before school gets out, but after sports, like June, or I don't know.
So let me see. No, Thursday the 20. I think the 23rd works for
I can't do
me.
23rd. That's my 50th birthday.
Oh,
I'll probably be either celebrating or hiding under a rock.
if you shut your eyes, it won't happen.
But that doesn't mean we can't do that. Could we do
Yeah.
like a
No, no, it's fine.
Tuesday?
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, for me personally, early June is probably better.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like June 6th.
Um, I don't have anything currently then. I mean, let's try to make that as a tentative, I guess.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah,
I've got meetings until 5, but I should be able to get out.
Okay, yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
think we were doing like after it's like the senior banquet, but that's just my son. I don't have to go to that. So And then I can send it out, well in advance.
Yeah,
We have
I think so.
everything.
I know
Okay.
that Kristen was talking about setting up that business group
Facebook.
within Facebook. Maybe
Yeah.
we have that going by then or something.
Yeah.
Yes, we can have that going. I can start that this week. I think whenever, I guess the question, what's the easiest way? The email list, I think I've seen a like of a long email list. Is that, I guess the question is, do we want to invite all the people on the email list that I've seen? I mean,
So
are they all?
the email list that I used for the Evite was a pretty good email list as far as Bolton businesses. I did go through that whole, we had like a whole spreadsheet from years ago, 5 years ago. And I went through that whole thing and I did pick out the ones that I know are existing businesses. There may be some folks on there that are in business and we just don't, I don't personally know it, but I did pick everybody and I did like Google everybody that I was
good.
questioning and made sure they were
Yeah.
business. So
I mean,
I do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on email all the time for work, but I feel like it's hard to get a hold of people on email these days. Like, you know, even if like, yeah, if it's through Facebook or, like a text chain or something, but like, and people almost treat email like regular mail now. They just kind of like
Toss it aside. Yeah.
toss it aside sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So if we
I
have
don't know how
multiple channels-
I don't know how you feel coming from the real estate world, but
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we do multiple channels, so I do
Yeah.
Facebook stuff, I do email, I do
Yeah.
postcards. So, because you just want to get whatever people are looking at. So
but
I
like
think we
someti-
should still do an email, but we could also do a Facebook.
Yeah, sometimes I'll like email people and be like 2 days and I'll be like, I'll finally just text them and be like, oh, I didn't even see it. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like people aren't paying attention to the email anymore, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of emails that, things get, filtered to different folders. That's what I've had
Yeah.
problems with, at least with Comcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can set that up. I think Facebook does help. It also allows people to ask questions. It's obviously a little more immediate.
Yeah.
So I'll take that email list that you sent, and I have to make sure that Facebook, I can just send it out. It might take me a little while to tweak it all, but I can invite all those people this week.
Maybe no.
Okay. And then I know in the past, like, because we really didn't have that much time this time, but I've reached out to at least like people that I know, and just with like a text or a phone call if they hadn't responded, and just said, just so you know. And then people did come once they got sort of that personal, because they hadn't seen it or
Yeah.
were ignoring it.
Yeah. Let's do that. And then if we have multiple channels, it's
Yeah, we'll probably get more response for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we, just a quick note on the Facebook group, if I invite only Bolton businesses, or all the people, whether they have a home business or any type of business, if they consider themselves a business person, are they invited, or is, I guess, how do we want to? Yeah, I mean, I think technically if they're running a business in Bolton, that just,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, the only people I didn't put on that email in that spreadsheet was like somebody that was like selling soap, or like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's for backyard Bolton's for, but it's not like technically a business. But I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I can
I
see.
mean, I don't care if they come, but it's just it's a little bit different than that.
Yeah. Like a consulting business, like a home consulting business versus like selling soap at Backyard Bolton.
I mean, given the turnout of the last one, though, it's not like we're in a position where we need to be turning people away.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't want to turn anybody away, but I do. A bolt. Like
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
Right. A business that, that pays tax, or, something. I'll look at all the things, and then
I mean, we do have a lot of brick and mortar businesses that we may not even be. I mean, I'm sure we're aware of, but like, I was surprised at how many additional businesses were on that list that actually have business in Bolton.
Yeah, and I think we're used to seeing just the retail ones. Obviously, people have things. I've, talked to a bunch of people who have different businesses that I didn't know about either, because a lot of times they do it out of their homes. So that's
Yeah.
what's kind of tricky. So, but okay, I'll whittle that down. I'll just take a look at the email and then I'll just start inviting people this week.
Yeah, everybody on that email should be a legit Bolton business.
Okay, super.
Okay. So I think that's it for that. So we'll plan for the 7th of June. And probably we're gonna get to that otherwise, but like working on our modes of communication with businesses. I know Kristen's gonna work on getting that Facebook group set up, which I think would be helpful. So let's move to the welcome to Bolton sign. First of all, like what's going on with the light? Because I see it's still not working. Do you
It's
know?
still not working?
No. Yeah.
All right, I'll text Eric.
Yeah.
There must be something like really wrong with it, because he's
Yeah.
been like legit like working on this.
Well, has he ever seen it work at night, or is it just like?
Yeah, but then he said he went out and it wasn't working, so he like he was like he really has been trying. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll let him know that I'm on the
Yeah,
meeting.
I mean, I feel bad because he's kind of. Well, I mean, we did pay him, so
Yeah,
I
but
guess I don't
it
feel
needs
bad.
to work.
Yeah. I mean, at least when I drove by, it wasn't working, so I don't know.
We
what's going on.
weren't able to pay him because he didn't provide us with a W-9
Yeah, and I
format.
did text him. I said, make sure you send that. And he said he was going to. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, so it still needs to
not
work.
yet.
yeah, okay. I'm texting him right now.
Maybe it didn't get enough sun. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it is solar, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it'll work tonight.
So I'm a little Pam, you had sent out an estimate that we got from Sign Logic before the last meeting.
Yes.
And I'm a little confused by what it's saying, because it says $650 for a 6.5 inch by 45.5 inch or 6.5 foot, sorry, by 45 beveled and carved sign for directory, hand painted, and then new panel for charging, hanging 4 additional signs, $350. So that looks like a quote for like an entirely new welcome to Bolton sign to me.
No, the 650 is for a new business sign with the lettering and installing and taking the old one down.
Wow.
And then the sign's equipped to put up additional panels, but to do that, they have to put up another portion to attach the business signs to. So that 350 is to install that panel, which would allow for 4 additional business signs.
So just
And
that little green sign that says Bolton Bean on it with an arrow, that's $650.
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody's making good money.
I was not expecting that. That's insane.
I thought it was a lot too, but it's
could we get a another quote from another place?
we can try, sure. I
Seems
only
like that would-
got one from the local place in Hudson.
Yeah. What about what's that Bolton place? They still do, they just do printing though. They don't do
Yeah,
like,
they just do printing.
yeah. Yeah, maybe we should get a comparison. But I do remember that it was a few $100s from the Australian place, whatever its name was, I forget, but I think probably would be good to get a comparison quote.
Yeah.
So how would we do? We'd charge the business up front for the sign, basically.
That's
Well, what are we doing right now? I see this spreadsheet that has $50 invoices for each business. Is that a yearly fee that we
Yeah,
charge
that's like
to have?
maintenance for whatever, for the sign and for this, landscaping or, making sure that around the sign's taken care of.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think we did charge an initial fee up front for the businesses to like have the sign made, if I remember right.
Which, I mean, if it's going to be hundreds of dollars, that makes sense. But,
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be good to see if we could find something cheaper, if possible. And
Yeah,
so then,
are there businesses on the sign now that we would replace, or do we need to add new panels?
well, Futini's is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, the International hasn't paid us, so I don't know if they don't want to be on it anymore. Trying to remember from the chart. Maybe Pam, can you pull that
Sure.
chart up?
Every other business looks, yeah, these other businesses are all still around. I don't know about Murphy's Insurance, but I think they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, they're still around. They're very active in town.
Good.
Close up.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay. Move my thing. All right.
Do they
So-
sign some sort of contract for this that like when they pay the $50, it says if you don't pay, you're subject to being replaced on the sign? Like, can we
So
just
if,
international if they paid us up front for their sign? Do we have
well,
to
I think, so yeah, so people paid up front for the sign, but then there's like the yearly fee. So what does CK mean?
That's just the
Check?
check.
Oh,
Yeah,
check.
how they paid for the
Um,
records.
Sure. So Animal Adventures. Yeah, International and Martinis. So I guess we just have to contact them and ask if they still want to be involved or not.
And it looks like
Um,
we are the empty spaces 6, 7, 8, and 8. So we've got room for 4 more, plus the replacement for Fotinis. So we can do 5 more before we need to add new panels. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, let me pull up the.
picture.
I don't know why that's just copied from a.
Yeah. I don't know if there were that many slots.
Yeah, where's the picture? The picture's on here. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, so you're saying the panels is those like the white things in the back. So that would be
Like if we had
350
to add more, they'd have to go out to the sides, right?
or below, I guess. No.
Below, yeah.
But
So
below, couldn't we just add more of those individual?
These
I think
white.
I think the green signs hook onto the white parts, I think.
Yeah, I guess I'm not clear on on this quote, there's new panel for hanging 4 additional signs, and I'm not clear on what that would be since there's nothing here that just has 4 signs in one
Yeah, it
spot.
seems like it should be groups of 3. It should be 3 or 6 or yeah, I don't understand that either. Could you go back up, Pam?
I think it's just.
Yes, initial winery. So then the farms, if I'm remembering right, I think we didn't charge the farms. It came out of like the AgCom or something, but I don't even know if AgCom.
They were
exists.
historically charged, so I charged them again.
Okay, all right, maybe I was
Yeah.
wrong. Or maybe they weren't. Oh, you know what? AgCom actually was part of that sign. So they got some money or some funding or something that helped pay for it. That's what I'm remembering. Yeah.
Does AgCom have a budget?
So I think it's disbanded in town. Like nobody's running it.
Yeah, they
Well,
haven't
I think
met
that-
in a few years.
I talked to, I messaged Angie. That's why I was curious because they haven't had meetings for 3 years. And I did message Angie and got the lowdown, just basically that there's nobody to lead it and she doesn't have the time. So if you look at the website, you'll see just Angie. And the reason is that she doesn't have time to lead it and they can't meet because they don't have enough people. So,
right. It's a
you
shame.
know, which Yeah, but it might be that, we need to get people more support for them. And I don't know what our capacity is. I think, we could do some of that online easy enough without any budget, just to kind of round people up. But I don't know, I can't speak for anyone on the Ag Commission or who previously has been on the Ag Commission about who could actually do it. But I know there's a bunch of farmers that want to be on an egg map. And, I'm starting to work with them in a not through the East EDC, but through a Bolton Facebook group, about putting something together to get them on, a Google. I'm putting together, well,
What did you
PBS.
call it? An egg map?
Egg map. It's kind of the joke. It's like somebody asked for an egg map online on the Bolton group.
Oh, okay.
And ideally they would like just a map where you can drive around and just pick up eggs. I think my concern with that is, yeah, I mean, it'd be great. And I think I can create a Google map that's semi-private. You just TBA, I have to work that out. I could put people's home addresses on the map, but I'm a little concerned about putting home addresses on a map like that that's semi-public, even if it's not, obviously it's not the Google map, it's my own layers of Google map, but it would still be, public to those people on the page and to whoever has that link. So
I mean, the people would have to agree to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is a lot of people want to be on it. And I'm still a little leery about putting private homes on a map. So I have to, Angie mentioned, I asked her about this. She's like, well, maybe you could do the 300 block of, Harvard Road and leave it at that. But, the way Google Maps works is you enter an address and it blocks it out. So I'd have to enter, I don't know. I have to look into that because I think it's one of those, it's easy enough to put. Misery Farm wanted to be on the map. So I tried it out with them. And this is all something that like I said, I'm just doing through the Bolton group. That's not online yet because I have to figure out when to do this, how to carve out some time to do it. And also, how to do this, how to do a public map without, releasing people's home addresses, or, my thinking is maybe we just keep the actual farms. Like Misery Farm wants to be on a public map. So I put him on. It's not available yet online because I haven't put it up there, but I tested it out. And so I think maybe we put the farms or the businesses are already on there. Like kitchen sink candle companies already there because they're on Google Maps. So this is creating a layer of businesses that are not on Google, and maybe they haven't put themselves on Google, or they would like somebody else to do it. I don't know. But if they're a business and they're not on Google, like a farm that's just doing it part-time, we can put them in a layer on Google Maps so that we have our own personal layered map. And then I would say the farms that want to legit, like Long Hill Farm, if they're not on Google Maps, I'm not sure if they are, I have to check, they could be put on it through this layered process. But so I would say put the farms on that are, obvious farms that they want to be on a map, a public map. And then people with egg stands, who are at a home address that I'm not real comfortable about putting out home addresses and, egg maps that are public. My concern is, what if somebody gets a hold of this list and decides to go do a quick run around and just pick up eggs and not pay people? I don't know. That's my initial concern about something like that. It's like, do you give somebody a roadmap to how to get all the eggs? I almost prefer it's a home address. I prefer doing like a Excel, a spreadsheet, so you could, but you could actually probably link the Google map to a spreadsheet so people could have a list and then they could message themselves about pickup. I don't know that, but it's something I have to figure out if we're
I think on community, it's probably fairly safe on both.
I think so,
But we had talked about this like years ago and I think we talked about it with AgCom, like, because EDC didn't really want to drive it, but if there was either a Facebook or a webpage or something that you can go on and the farms could put what they have available when, and you just go on and it's just like a running list of, hey, today we have this, today we just put out, these kind of tomatoes or whatever. And it's like, even if it's like a little backyard farm, but they, hey, we have this out there, like just this live running sheet that you can go to. And
sounds like you could do it with a Google Doc. Just give each farm
Yeah.
They can
Yeah,
log
that
into
would
it
work, yeah.
on their own and then give people read access to it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
That'd be an
yeah, I
easy
think
one.
it just, so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that would make sense because people can then update it if they want. Again, it's just me taking the time to figure out how to
Yeah,
do all this and how to layer it in a way that makes sense for people with, because that's the other issue that Angie brought up is like you could put somebody on an egg map, but most days they don't actually have eggs out there. So, that's
right.
another issue. But I think, like you said, Eric, if you had something that automatically updated, like a Google Doc or a Google
Yeah,
Excel, they
that
can just
way,
put themselves on or not.
that way we don't need to be like managing it. Just like if it's out of date, it's not our fault, it's their fault, you know?
Right. All we
Exactly.
would have to manage is the user, like the access to it, giving somebody from each farm edit rights to their
Yeah,
tab.
I mean, I thought that would be great. And then if we were a way to take that Google form and kind of like pump it to like a tab on our webpage or like a more digestible version on the Facebook page or something. If we
Yeah.
just tell like farms, hey, just whatever you put in this column, or this cell, you could go on whatever you put in there, it's going to go live, something like that.
Yeah, and I'll ask more. I can talk to a little bit more with Angie, but I think I just have to play around with, I'm not a computer expert, so I kind of do what I get around things to make it public where I can. But I'll take a closer look at it, and I'm sure I can get people to help me out if there's something that's hanging me
Yeah,
up on
I'd, I'd
anything.
be I'd be happy to manage the spreadsheet, Chris, and I can do that pretty easily and communicate with the farm owners and get them the right access to it. Where I could use help is kind of linking it to the social media side of the equation.
Okay, that'd be great because, yeah, I think, and we need to talk in this meeting, correct? I mean, either way, I think getting an Excel sheet that I could, I'm envisioning, yeah, having like Eric said, or to just have some way that people can click on it, even on the Google map itself. Just say, hey, here to go for the private egg, updates. Click on and go to this Google Excel sheet. And then if you had the Excel sheet and you gave people permission, either way, I think that would be great. And I think like you say, it's buy-in. If people are going to not update it,
Yep.
Anyway,
Or even
I think
think
what we
There's
could do, we could
even in
have a
that
tab for each. We're kind of going off topic here, but I like this.
yeah,
We could have a tab for each like major farm, and then we could have an egg tab that we could give the people that have eggs outside of their house access to it. And if they want to put their home address and the amount of eggs that they have in that tab, that's their right to do that, and then it's not us sharing people's home
I mean,
addresses.
you could even have like a column where they can drop a pin of their location. So if they want to do it, they could. If not, if they feel comfortable with it, something like that.
Yeah, that goes beyond my technical knowledge of how to put in a spread in a Google Doc,
Yeah,
but I would
yeah.
figure it out.
Or they could
I
just put,
To
or
kind
they
of
could
put a
just put their
bow on the
address.
sign topic, though,
Sure.
we should get another estimate. But in terms of what we should charge people, I think we should take, let's just use this one as an example where it's 650 for the pan or for the individual sign, and then 350 for the panel. Let's just say it was 400 for the additional 4 panels. We should chop that by 4 and add that to what we're charging so that we end up breaking even. It should be what we pay for the.
that's a
for the-
one-time cost.
Right.
The
That's what
panel.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
I don't
panel
know.
we charge, like if it's 650 for the panel, we would charge that, and then we would charge 1/4 of what we're paying for the new panel.
I thought we should pay that because it's a fixture to allow us to add additional businesses permanently.
Yeah, and we do, and
Okay.
yeah, I think so. That's like we do have maintenance fees. So
If we have the budget to do that, I have no
Yeah,
problem.
we do. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I also have there's already a spreadsheet in the open space and rec plan of all the agricultural land. I don't know if it'd be helpful, but maybe a good starting point. It has the locations and map and parcels.
I've definitely seen that. But just to have a more live,
Yeah, but you mentioned creating one from an Excel in an
Yeah, we
Excel
could use that
sheet.
as a
So
starting point to just create the list
Yeah.
of farms
Sure.
and then send an email out saying, do you want to update what you have for?
Yeah.
and we're updating that now, so I have it. It's not online, but I can send it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
we
be
can
great.
put a box at the top that says like last updated date so that people know if they're logging
Yeah.
in and it says, February 28th, they know that it's not what they actually have that same day.
Right, exactly.
All right, what was the next topic back here, Bolton?
Oh, so yeah, so sign, just to wrap up the sign, I think we're good, which I think Amy's gonna
We just need
start.
another estimate. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
I just got a text from Eric. He said it was working, so he's gonna go back and take a look at it.
Okay. Maybe I caught it on a bad time. I don't know.
Cloudy day.
Yeah, maybe.
Pam, did you only reached out to Sign Logic? No, no
Yes,
other.
that's,
Okay,
yep.
I'll look into some other options.
Okay, so all right, that all sounds great. Backyard Bolton. I've been a little slow organizing stuff, but we're at like over 30 vendors now, like including town, like community stuff. But I think it's like 33, 34. Oh, I mean, I could pull up my sheet. Let's see. I won't. I'm just gonna look. I don't need to share it. Right? Let me see what we're at. 32. So that's pretty good. I actually today asked because Bolton Baseball had like their opening ceremonies on Saturday, and Bruce was there with his truck, and he did a killing. Like, I mean, there was just a huge line. So I'm not sure how much. What would you guys say? I told them we get like 600 to 800 people coming. I mean, I don't know how many people would buy pizza, but I asked him like what threshold would it be worthwhile for him to come to an event like that. And I told him there was like 600 to 800. That's sounds about right. What do you think, Amy? People? Oh, you're on mute.
It's hard to say from them trickling.
You're
in
still
and
on
out.
mute, Amy.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, that seems generous, but I'd say at least
Yeah.
I would have said like
Yeah.
probably.
All right. Well, I'll tell him 500. But I'm
How many
thinking
did he
that's
see
probably.
he would need?
He hasn't responded yet.
Okay.
I just emailed him today.
Okay.
But like they,
Would be cool.
I mean, they did a killing. Like, but maybe if we advertise, because I have like a pretty good musician come in. There's that guy who's a really good singer. I don't know his name, Matt Rosato, I think is his name. He's coming, so I don't know if people would come and we could advertise it as that Slaters would be there. Maybe it'd bring people there just for that. But I don't know like what his threshold of making it worthwhile is or not. So that's open. But anyway, I mean, we're plowing forward. I just created the event on Facebook. Usually I try to get it on Nextdoor. I'll talk to the newspaper, try to get it in there. So hopefully get good attendance. I mean, just need to start sharing it around. I know Pam shared it on the website. So just basically throwing it in people's faces every day for the next 2 weeks. And I don't know, Amy, if you even want to, if you think any videos are worthwhile doing, or if you've done
Yeah, I mean, I
everybody
feel like
that's
there's
worth
no
doing.
like we don't have any like new but I could just do like a video talking about it.
Yeah, that would be great. People click on
Sure.
videos.
Did
So
you
anyway, it's
did you
just
say? Oh, I'm sorry. Did
Go
you
ahead.
say you contacted both newspapers?
I have not yet. If you want to take care of that, that would be good.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Um,
I'm around
Yeah.
to help out the day of.
What?
Eric. I'm around to help out the day of.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it should be
any
part of it.
yeah, any publicity is good. So if the newspaper can just take old pictures or just our flyer or something, just put it in there. Whatever,
I'll see-
whatever.
Yeah, is
Usually-
it?
Mother's Day gifts.
Yeah,
I'll-
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
how
give
I
them
try to
everything.
market it. I'm sorry, Kristen, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I apologize. I'll give them all the information along with the flyer and see what they can run. It partly depends on her
Yep.
load, but
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, they're always very helpful to us. That's great. Whatever they can do. So
Sorry,
yeah.
we skipped over the master plan agenda item. I went right to backyard building. It's my bad.
I don't.
I didn't have that on there. There's
Yeah,
nothing
not
new
on
to
Oh, am I
report
looking at
right
the
now.
last agenda?
Yeah, I
Um,
guess maybe. Yeah, it's not on there.
Yeah, I'm looking
So-
at the April 1st agenda. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we have like 32. It's a little bit light on vendors, but that's okay, I think. 32 is good enough. Pretty good. I don't really have much more to say. I haven't had tons of time, so I'm kind of scrambling. But I think much marketing done before a couple weeks out isn't really that necessary anyway. People aren't planning for that type of thing weeks ahead of time. Just have to throw it in their face a lot the week or two leading up to it. So it kind of gets into their minds that it's something they need to do on the weekend.
Do you have more slot? Do you want more people, more vendors?
Sure, we could use more.
Okay. I could put a call out and do, well, either way, I can just put something out there how many slots, like how,
We comfortably go up into the low 40s, I think.
okay, so technically there's eight more slots. You could say something like,
I just wouldn't want to word it though, like that there's not, like I wouldn't want to word it that like people think, oh, there's not many people there. So just say, oh, just say something like this. Still a few openings if you're interested in being a vendor or something like that.
okay,
I wouldn't be like, oh, we're looking for tons of. I don't want to put a negative feeling on it. Put a positive spin on it somehow.
yeah, sure.
Market it up.
Okay.
I don't really have anything else more about that. And then other business. I mean, I don't have any other business. Anything new business? I see that environmental pools building looks pretty nice. Are they getting close to moving in there themselves? I know they have a couple of tenants. Yeah.
They should be, yeah. I don't know their expected opening date yet.
Okay.
They were going back to the board. They went back to the Board of Selectmen for the additional signage for the new businesses.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Last week, I think it was. So they're getting close.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't have anything else. Anybody else have anything else? No? Oh, should we approve those minutes?
I don't think we can. We don't have a quorum represented for the dates, so we'll have to continue those.
Oh, people who were there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I looked them over. They look good, but yeah, we'll do them next time. That's fine. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll motion to adjourn, I guess. Have a second.
Second.
So we're all in favor. So thank you, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right.
See you.
Thanks.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, thanks.